Out of every planet in the cosmos, clearly, Earth is the best. Forever, I assume? Wrong. Earth may be a wonderful place, but researchers have identified several planets things might possibly be superior in terms of life. The majority of contestants in our list of very livable planets are not those you could go to not too soon. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. They are a long distance off. One person holds the top position. Away by 3,000 light-years our solar system from. It would seem KOI 5715.01 to completely satisfy to be content the fundamental prerequisite for maintaining life. It is located in its star's Goldilocks zone. Consequently, it wouldn't be too hot or too chilly to use a key life-sustaining component to be on its outside. Flowing water. But there would also be a checkbox. Large boxes to qualify as superhabitable. The system of planets it is hers. Possible age of 5.5 billion years that would allow it to get around 1 billion years older than the solar system we live in. The planet would almost certainly meet the required size. In the search for superhabitable planets, scientists continue to monitor looking for planets it can weigh up to 1.5 times that of our planet. Earth, our home planet, is a world unlike any other. The third planet from the Sun, Earth, is the only place in the known universe confirmed to host life. About 4.5 billion years ago, gravity coaxed Earth to form from the gaseous, dusty disk that surrounded our young sun. Over time, Earth's interior, which is made mostly of silicate rocks and metals, differentiated into 4 layers. At the planet's heart lies the inner core, a solid sphere of iron and nickel that's 759 miles wide and as hot as 9,800 degrees Fahrenheit. The inner core is surrounded by the outer core, a 1,400-mile thick band of iron and nickel fluids. Beyond the outer core lies the mantle, a 1,800-mile thick layer of viscous molten rock on which Earth's outermost layer, the crust, rests. On land, the continental crust is an average of 19 miles thick, but the oceanic crust that forms the seafloor is thinner, about 3 miles thick, and denser. With a radius of 3,959 miles, Earth is the 5th largest planet in our solar system, and it's the only one known for sure to have liquid water on its surface. Earth is also unique in terms of monikers. Every other solar system planet was named for a Greek or Roman deity, but for at least 1,000 years, some cultures have described our world using the Germanic word earth, which means simply the ground. Additionally, they ought to be 10% bigger. This difference in size would assist the globe in retaining heat. And if the weather there was generally mild 8 degrees Fahrenheit, or 5 degrees Celsius, hotter than the Earth's, possibly, this planet had increased biodiversity being nearly double now Earth's size. KOI 5715.01 might slightly overshoot this condition. Additionally, research showed that the Earth, truth be told, is colder than Earth. Still, there is hope. When the atmosphere is the correct mix, strong greenhouse impact might increase temperatures to the preferred degree. And in terms of the really habitable globe's move, we've just begun. When it comes to terraforming this planet, throughout this season of the year, we revert to what gives us and others comfort. Shopping. You could get a rush from holiday shopping, but you can also stick with it. The suffocating influence of big business over small firms. What makes them do that? When you purchase online at stores like Walmart or Amazon, these businesses advertise their goods using their platform roles unfairly over smaller companies with rival products. Self-preferencing is the term used for this action, because it promotes the interests of the firm ahead of everything or everyone. How can you then assist? Buy locally, then. You may be aware that owners of small businesses for about 64% of newly created jobs in the U.S. Therefore, support the anti-monopoly. Reduce the influence of large businesses. You work to create opportunities that are more inclusive for your neighborhood. Feeding one another and maintaining the health of our towns? That is how a planet is made habitable. 2,700 light-years distant, roughly Kepler 69c, it's a super-Earth. Possibly 7 billion years old. This precisely fits it in the estimated 5 to 8 billion years old planets that are superhabitable range in age. According to this range, 3.5 billion years ago, it required sophisticated for life to emerge on Earth. The highest likelihood of discovering life perhaps on a planet slightly older than we are. Only this particular exoplanet might be a little too big to be comfortably inhabited. It is massed nearly 4 times as much as the Earth. Rocky world a size this large, could one enormous continent, there would be vast deserts in its middle. However, the seashore washed by Kepler's ocean, you might ideal location to relocate. The following super-Earth shares Kepler 1126b is another name for it. However, it would be found slightly nearer to where you live. 2,073 light-years are needed to reach this planet, and is a part of a system it dates back 7.5 billion years. And it orbits a yellow dwarf star similar to the Sun. It is 2.5 times closer to only Kepler 1126b. Earth is to the Sun than it is to its star. It's not a big deal, though. Due to the orbit of star, Kepler 1126b is more cool than ours. Therefore, a much closer range would contain the habitable zone. Adjacent to it, if you don't feel well, this proximity to a fiercely blazing star on our list is yet another super-Earth. And it's a respectable distance away. At home. On Speculoos 2c, there is 106 light-years from Earth. Despite the fact that it is close by any form of benefit, you would still need to spend far over 200,000 years for one to reach this super-Earth. That's all. If you went as fast as NASA's solar probe Parker, the most quickly ever launched probe, Aspects 2c nonetheless appears encouraging. It is almost 40% bigger than the Earth. In addition, the possibility that it is a rocky planet, similar to ours. Regardless of that it's also in a zone where people can live, it still has a little red dwarf star. Only 15% of our sun's size is represented by it. This planet therefore revolves around its star at an extremely close range. This close proximity might indicate Speculoos 2c is linked tidally to its star. It takes this super-Earth 8.5 days. One complete rotation of its axis, both of which revolve around its star. Then only one side of the world would remain in perpetual daylight, the other in a never-ending darkness. In light of everything, life in the Terminator zone, that might be feasible. The small piece of land from one side to the other. We simply need to take a closer look to discover sure to be out. However, with so many candidates, it would be nicer if it weren't so far away. If our solar system's planet-sun system were a tiny bit habitable, that's a tale for another what if, I suppose.